feeling of getting marginalized, they have to go to school. The schools have been open, and many of the girls have gone to school now. Of course, we have now Minister Ayawarile is here. He's one of the few people who benefited from the government of Southern Sudan in 1970, from 72. You have the Minister Wood, who is your minister. He's also benefited from the liberation of the women from illiteracy. So the policy of the government is that is the situation in the past. Now you have very many of you girls have gone to school, and here Honorable Nobel Rem has now opened this school, established this school, with all the teachers have joined him, and that is what we want. In order for us to develop South Sudan, education must be for everybody.
I thank everybody for coming here. In Amonto, we are one family. We don't have tribalism. We are under one umbrella like Amonto Girls Academy. I beg to stop here. You are all welcome to Amonto Girls Academy. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much. At this time, I want to take this opportunity to welcome His Excellency, the Government Advisor, Kuol Manyang Juuk, to deliver his speech because he will be leaving us. So can we stand up to welcome His Excellency Kuol Manyang Juuk?
The school is a place where you have to learn history. The history of your nation. South Sudan was part of Sudan from 1998 when the British administration came and ousted the Mahdi's government. In 1985, then the British came and ousted the Mahdi government in 1898. And the British administration continued administering Sudan from 1898 until 1956. So we're under the British administration until 1956 for a period of 58 years. But before Sudan became independent, there was a transitional government that was formed in 1954 for Sudanization of the government civil service. In that South Sudan 6 positions, and they took 74 positions. That's what led to the uprising of the army in Torit in 1955, shortly before independence. And the South Sudanese who were in the army, they rebelled, and then they went to the bush, fighting the Sudan government. And that war continued until 1972, when the peace agreement was reached in Addis Ababa. It's called the Addis Ababa Peace Accord. During the 17 years of war in the south, a lot of people were killed by the Sudanese army. Very many people were displaced internally, and others also went to the refugee camps, to refuge in Uganda and in Ethiopia. That was what happened in 1972. South Sudan had a special regional government. It was formed in Juba here. Was led by Abel Alier and again by Joseph Labo. There was also time when also Peter was also led the government for 1 year. The army, General Ismail Abdullah Nassas, also appointed by the government, and also Joseph James Tamura. This peace agreement that the South Sudan enjoyed for 12 years or 11 years did a lot of changes in the country. You know, South Sudan felt marginalized. As I said before, they were given only 6 out of 80. That was marginalization of the South. Again, the 6 positions that were given to the South were given to men, and the women were not included. So the South that was marginalized by the central government also marginalized the women. So that is the situation in the past. In 1972, the government of the South opened schools. Girls were marginalized first because they had not gone to school. They were not educated. Very few of them reached up to secondary school. But in 1972, few had already finished the university studies, and some of them became ministers in the government of Southern Sudan by then. But there were very few. There were no government officials who were women. The women were just kept in the kitchens to take care of the children and to cook food and make the business of feeding the family. That continued until 1983. The South also felt marginalized. They tried to claim the right through politics, the parliament, but the parliament was closed by the use of the guns. And you have seen here the demonstration that was made here. The soldiers here were able to dismiss the very important people here. The Pope was dismissed because of the gun. The teachers were dismissed because of the guns. everybody was dismissed. So the northern Sudanese were using the guns for marginalizing or oppressing the people of the south. And therefore in 1983, the Southern Sudanese who were in the army, led by Dr. John Garang, Kerbino Kwanyin Bol, William Nyon Bang, Salva Kiir Mayardit, Rockton, and these were army officers. They were joined, of course, by the NCOs in the army and by the students, because the students also saw the need for them to join the movement for the liberation of South Sudan. So the SPLM was formed, SPLM, SPLA, to lead the war of liberation. And we came up with the policy of liberation, to liberate everybody. Political liberation. And we took up the policy of education, educating people. Women were to be liberated, given the right. The boys, the women, the men were also to be liberated, and everybody to be liberated. That is the policy of the SPLM, which is now the policy of the government of South Sudan. So that women are not, in order for women not to continue getting marginalized, they have to go to school. The schools have been open, and many of the girls have gone to school now. Of course, we have now Minister Ayawarile is here. He's one of the few people who benefited from the government of Southern Sudan in 1970, from 72. You have the Minister Wood, who is your minister. He's also benefited from the liberation of the women from illiteracy. So the policy of the government is that is the situation in the past. Now you have very many of you girls have gone to school, and here Honorable Nobel Rem has now opened this school, established this school, with all the teachers have joined him, and that is what we want. In order for us to develop South Sudan, education must be for everybody. Now, amongst you here, the students, you are being now educated and you become the leaders of tomorrow. You have already started now electing your people, your representatives, your small parliament, and you continue learning politics. You learn other subjects, sciences. You become tomorrow scientists. You become teachers. You become leaders of your country. It is only when you receive education when you can rise and you become an important person in the country. You will not again be confined again to the kitchen and to bearing children, and that's all. And then the men will dictate you and marginalize you further and mistreat you. So this is an empowerment of the girls. Now you are being empowered, and I very much commend Nobel Rem for the efforts he is doing, not only boys but also girls equally. And this school here, the Amonto Girls Academy Secondary School, is a big achievement. Education, the development of South Sudan, is not only the government to do it. The government has special functions. Is to the executive is to go according to the laws of the nation, constitution. It has divided the powers. You have the executive to manage the country, the affairs of the country, and to be overseen legislature, and then you have judiciary. These are the three arms of the government. The government has functions to secure the country. You have the army protecting the territory of the country. You have the police maintaining law and order. You have the Ministry of Finance to collect the taxes for running of the government. And everybody has a function, a work to do. The work is not developing, the building of a nation is not only left to the government. Example, now we are getting money from the sale of the oil. Oil is found in Unity State, in Ruang administrative area, in northern Upper Nile. This is where we are getting the oil, exporting the oil, mineral oil, and we are getting the money from the oil only. That is not enough to cater for the needs of the nation. Suppose there was no oil, what would have been the situation in South Sudan today? We would have found alternative. The people must have to work to develop their own nation. Just in the same way we took up the arms to liberate our country, we were not army, but we decided to take up the arms so that we liberate our country. It is the same, we are all being challenged. Why did we fight to liberate why did we fight, took up the arms to do what? Is to liberate our country, and after liberation, we develop our country. So that we liberate ourselves from poverty, from hunger, from diseases, from tribalism, from hatred, from backwardness. Now, most of our people are sitting idle, and they expect the government to give them money. And there's nowhere in the world government gives money to people. Once there is security, and there has to be security, they will go to the land, because we're fighting to own the land. What do we do with the land? We farm. We have fertile soil. We have water in abundance. We have the sunshine, and these are the sources of life. So we have to farm so that we eat what we make, not what we bake. Not to depend on the relief food that comes from others. Those who bring food to us, they contribute to us because they say we are poor. And when you are given food, somebody gives you food, then you don't even have a word to say. You'll be seen just as a hopeless person. So we have to work. We have to farm so that we produce our own money. And therefore education cannot also be left to the government. Everybody can make a school, provide that they use the school curriculum. And the Ministry of Education is there only to check whether the curriculum is being applied correctly. And that is done through the examinations. This is where you come to know that the curriculum is being applied correctly. If not correctly, then the school will fail. So you, the students, you have to work hard, study, listen carefully to what the teacher is giving you, and you study, go home and study also. The parents, I commend also the measures we have taken, caring for your daughters, sending them to school so that they get education and become responsible people in the future. Even when you go old, then these girls are the ones that will take care of you, not boys. Boys do not care about parents, they are the girls, and therefore take care, educate the girls, and you will have guaranteed your future. When you become old, they are the ones to take care of you. So I also thank you and encourage you, the parents, for that. teachers, this is a challenge. You have to impart your knowledge to these young people so that they become like you and even above you. You have chosen a very difficult task, but very important. And with this environment, the school that has been well built, very attractive, I think it's one of the best schools. And I hope also other people continue doing the same, to open schools, spend their money. And that is the best you can do for another human being, is to educate and raise the awareness of your fellow citizens. Love your neighbor like yourself. And this is what you are doing. To hear, I thank you very much, and I wish all of you success. Thank you very much.
Now, His Excellency Kuol Manyang Juuk, we have Honorable Aya and Alwel Abdulbaki, Professor Max, Dr. Lamanya. Let us have a 5-minute tour of the school. The following people that I have mentioned, you are the one to tour the school within 5 minutes, and then His Excellency will lead. So the team will be led by the school director.
Thank you. Okay, please, Honorable His Excellency Kuol Manyang Juuk and the family representative of His Excellency the Vice President Alwel, please lead the team so that we can go for a touring to see the building, how beautiful is Amonto. Our referent, Dr. Martha, Professor Maxwell, and the other invited guests, please. School, the media team, please. You are
Please, can we rise on the sign of love and respect?
The media team, please. You are also requested to tour together, and then as they are doing the touring, I understand. Please get the interlude to Sudan. So and when we come back for the interlude, now we'll come and continue with the speech. Please understand. Give us the interlude as they go. Guests, the media team, please. Thank you. Anderson, from here, we're giving you 2 interludes for the other culture group that have come before. Amid us, Wakui culture group, led by Bola Timbual, and then Bola Timbual, and then Amonto. Please, as we're doing the function, we also welcome.
Then the next one is after the swimming pool is cut. Pool couple. Sorry. Just maintain a distance.
Please, Sugarjelly, and then
they always do competition based on classes. They swim on Saturday and